both ways to set up. Okay? When we hit off a tee, it needs to be off the front foot. Okay? So we need to be right here. Front foot even with the post of the tee. That's where we have to get. Alright? Normally I don't set up there. So if that was off here, the normal setup, put your bat down, put your toe right on the heel there, or right on the hand, right there. See how far that is. Let the kids realize every time you've got to be there. Every time. Because the first swing they do, they're going to do this. Now they're standing here. Then they're going to go here. Now they're standing here. Whoops. Let them see this. First day of practice, right there. Everybody do it. Everybody stand in the same spot right there. Okay? Now, to use a tee, you got to change a little bit because I told you that. You got to move up. You want to hit that front foot off that tee. So we're right here. And all you're doing is pretty close to the back foot's going to be there instead of the front foot. Alright? Because they've got smaller feet than I do. So they're going to be right in here. Alright? So, pretty simple on the plate. Hands. Knock on a door. Either hand. Those knocking knuckles need to be pretty close to each other. Okay? I don't get too big on if they're not. If they're a little bit off, you got a whole knuckle to play with, okay? Anywhere in there is fine. Don't get too caught up on that. Alright? As long as they're pretty close. One thing you want to look for, make sure it's in the fingers of the hand. Not way back in here. A good drill while they're doing this setup drill for you, they're standing here like this. Just come up behind them and pull the bat out. You should be able to pull it out pretty easy. I guarantee you they're just steps worth in that thing. Alright? Loose. It needs to be loose. Okay? Not loose enough it's flying out, but it needs to be pretty loose. Okay? So, grip, footwork, they're all ready to go. All we got to do is put the bat in the spot. If you take the arms and just relax, we don't raise up the back. Okay? Have you ever seen anybody swing like this? Doesn't happen. Okay? If they are like this to start, they drop their elbow swing. So start with a drop. Alright, we're right down here. Here we go. Okay? Angle of the bat. You know, as long as it's not flat, as long as it's not wrapped, you're okay. A good thing is, if they got a helmet on, they can just do a little tap on their helmet, and that bat's always going to be right there. Right there. Okay? Hands at the top of the strike zone is a good spot. For these guys, it's basically shoulders. Right here. Okay? Pretty simple. Alright? Any questions on that? Step, right? And all we're doing there is you don't want a big step. I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see it a little better. If you're set up, front foot off here, and all of a sudden you take a big step, guess what my eyes do? They drop. I'm watching the ball come, I take a big step, my eyes drop. Okay, that isn't what you want. You want to still. You want to head as still as you can get. Alright? So what we need to work on is short strikes. You watch most of our high school guys, you watch the pros, they don't even take a step. They're usually doing a replacement step like this, or up on the toe. A lot of our guys at the high school will be up on a toe. When the ball comes, when they go, they're dropping and going. They just drop their heel and fly. The other thing while this is happening is the load part of it. Okay? Everybody loads a little different. The best way for the little guys to do it is load the elbow. So, when that foot's going out, this elbow's just coming back a little bit, not the hands. Here's what happens with the hands load. You say move your hands back low, that's what happens. You don't want to do that. Okay? It's just wrist right here. Here, just a little load right here, that's all it is. So if I'm taking a small step, a little load, I'm ready to go when that heel hits. That's what it's all about. Okay? Any questions? Good. Next.
T-swing. Compact swing.
Compact swing, hands inside. Okay? So we lead, knob at the back. Alright? Lead with the knob. Make sure our hands stay inside. Alright? So we got our small going. short swings, and we lead with the hands inside. So if that's where the ball is, we don't want our hands out here. Okay, we want our hands inside that ball. Inside the ball, lead with the bat, the knob of the bat, pull it through, and we'll talk about extension because that's our next deal. Where do I have toe to China? Is that now or next one?
That was this one.
This one. So that's the bottom half. That's how we're going to determine our bottom half. Who remembers squish the bug? We all talked about squish the bug, right? Here's what happens when you squish the bug. You put your weight on your back foot to squish the bug. Where's your weight going? Backwards. We don't want our weight going backwards. We want our weight even and moving into the target. Okay? We want to go that way. So what we do now is we say toe to China. So basically, get the hips rotated. If the hips rotate, the toe goes just like that. Alright? If they don't rotate their hips, it's going to be flat like this. Right? So all you need to do while they're doing their swings, make sure that's coming up. Then they're getting their hips into it. If they aren't getting their hips into it, go ahead and tell them to shoot their hips through and turn their hips. They'll understand. If you say turn their hips, they'll understand. Okay, that's what it's all about. Get those hips turned. Alright? When you are in your practices in the next few weeks, a good drill, the same thing we did for squish the bug, take a long bat, put it on the tee, and make them just turn. And make sure they're turning up onto that. You see how my weight's moving this way? It's not going back. That's what it's all about. Okay? These little guys just need to work on that part. Not going backwards, staying into it and going that way. Alright? Last one's extension. Okay? Power swing. We don't want to swing to the ball, we want to swing through the ball. That's what this all is about. Okay? Most of these kids, the only job they think they've got is to hit that ball and they're going to stop right here. Okay? We need to make them swing through it. Okay? Lots of drills you can use. They played a soccer ball, basketball. If they don't swing hard and go through it, they're going to hit here and it's going to stop. You want to hit and drive through. Another good drill, if you have two tees, put another one out here, another ball. Tell them to drive that ball through this ball. What they'll do is won't even see this ball. They'll go right through it, drive that other ball. That's what it's all about. We're looking for extension. Okay? So what we want to see is a finish of our hand high and the knob at the pitch. It's a pretty simple swing. Contact inside, right up there. We got our back foot turned. Knob's there. We're in a semi-bounce. Okay, that's the other thing you want to work on. We're not flying all over the place. Alright, makes sense? Any questions there? Great. So the last one, yeah.
I was going to say we got 10 stations on the second half.
Great. Yeah.
We changed that.
Okay.
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 So, the last one is just let them have some fun, drive it into the end of the cage. You'll be in a cage by yourself. Just let them drive it. Some soft toss, overhand toss. We like to go overhand because they got to learn right now there's a downward angle to the ball. Okay, if you do this, it's a flat ball. We want them to start learning now it's a downward angle and you have to start hitting. Okay, so that's what we want to work on right there. All right, everybody got that?